Hello my fellow readers, in this video I'm going to talk about Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost. This is the latest work by Kaori Yuki, who's very famous for Gothic storytelling and art. The biggest works by Kaori Yuki would probably be Angel Sanctuary and the Kane Saga, both of which again, dark, Gothic, and it's perfect if you like more of that styling, you know, so even character designs with the Gothic Lolita, like dresses and everything. Kaori Yuki is your writer. So Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost is a dark retelling of Beauty and the Beast, obviously. When the first volume opens, Belle is running off away from her mother, who's desperately trying to catch her, and heading toward the woods. And her mother is like, Belle, stop, it's dangerous in the woods, the beast is in there, he's dangerous and he hurts girls. And she's like, I don't even believe in the beast. And she's like, no, really, it's the truth. And then, lo and behold, they run into the beast. And as things come to pass, the mother essentially sacrifices herself for Belle. The beast asks, are you beautiful? And the mother is beautiful. And then he wants to ask the same of Belle. The mother answers, no, she's ugly, and shoves her like into this, I think the water, but she shoves her away. I can't remember if it's just a hill or if there's water below, but shoves her away so that the beast can't see her, and thus is taken. And, Belle ends up finding her way back home, but is traumatized by this whole event. And when her father finds out what happens, he essentially locks Belle away and does keep telling her that she's hideous and ugly and no one will ever love her. That he just, I don't remember if he says that he loves her because, he's her father, so he'll take care of her, but no one will ever love her. She's hideous. So Belle grows up under the illusion that she's, hideous and no one can love her. She wants to see the world outside and have that. There is a part of her also that seeks revenge. Not necessarily revenge. She just seeks in wanting to know what happened to her mother. Because the beast... It's kind of gross. The beast steals the faces of these women that he takes for being beautiful and dumps their bodies. Or so it seems. But Belle noticed when she was little, although nobody would listen to her, that the body that was supposed to be her mother, had her mother's clothes, was missing her mother's mark. So she and her mother both have the mark of the rose. I think Belle's is here and her mother's was on her hand. And this body is missing that. So Belle is like, okay, my mom is not there. Is she still alive? So even though Belle is growing up all sequestered, in the back of her mind, she wants to find out what happened to her mother. Through a series of unfortunate events, including her father trying to kill her with an axe, Belle does manage to escape from her father. And what it was perceived to be the beast is killed by the actual beast. And Belle ends up taken to his home. It's kind of a recreation of that scene where the beast saves Belle from the wolves, how she finally gets to his place. And yeah, it's an enchanted castle with interesting characters and including the beast's sister, who I'm trying to think of how to say this, but she carries around her human head. Meanwhile, her actual head has been replaced by a bird cage, and so her consciousness is in the form of a bird. Why her curse turned out that way, I don't know. There are other characters that just look like animals. Belle also notices that the beast does have a bunch of faceless women. I'm trying to remember what they call them. They have a name for them, but I can't remember it. That are trapped in his castle. So she is kind of curious about that and what's going on there. Yeah, but in general, I mean, other than obviously some artistic licensing differences, it is really essentially a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. There was some enchantress, for lack of a better word, that did curse the prince to become a beast, as well as those close to him. And so part of it is trying to find out who this person is. On top of that, the sister keeps telling Belle that she's not the real Belle, and Belle doesn't understand that until she finds out that there's, I believe it was his fiance, but there is a girl that the Beast was in love with who has been sort of frozen. I don't know if she was dead or if she was just frozen. And there are like fragments that the Beast has to get back, which if brought to her, return some bit of life to her. So in this case, the original Belle is kind of a stand-in, I think, for that whole, like with Disney's story, the whole enchanted rose and the petal falling. I think it's like that, only in this case, like the Beast is trying to bring back parts of Belle. I think part of this goes into volume 2. And again, I'm not giving away all the details. Like, I'm summarizing some of the main points that I'm sure will go on as major events in the series, but I'm trying not to give away too much. Okay, the Beast isn't bad, and he helps save Belle a lot, including, like, he gives Belle a job at the castle to be, like, a mender, because she really doesn't have anywhere to go, especially after the father incident. But it was curious at how quickly Belle seems to realize that she's in love with him, because they have very little interaction. So I'm interested in seeing in future volumes how their relationship plays out, because she's also obviously depressed because she doesn't think her love will go anywhere, because he has that fiance that he's appears to be trying to save. I still don't know what's exactly going to happen there. Like, can he restore her? Also kind of questioning, this is me throwing it out there. This is not anything that's in here that I've proven. But I'm also kind of wondering if Belle is actually part of the other Belle. I don't know. So I'm interested to see how that's all going to play out. I do love the character designs. The artwork is typical Kawariyuki, which in my mind is beautiful and elaborate. The costuming is usually gorgeous and, you know, very, very detailed. You'll get like all of those lace and detail work with the costuming for the characters. It's just classic Kawariyuki. And I don't know, all in all, I'm enjoying this one, like as a dark fairy tale fantasy where there's so many like little twists and turns and like interesting dark characters. That the one who's like the enchantress, evil sorceress kind of character, ooh, she's kind of wicked. And the second volume does tell the story of like how the prince ended up cursed and like why, and it's just like, it's kind of twisted. But it's super interesting to me. Like, I like seeing, okay, why though? And yeah. So this is one, you know, I haven't seen too many people talk about yet. It is also relatively new, just started last year. Being released by Kodansha Comics. There are other works by Kawariyuki that I think were just put out and like unobtainable. There was, I think it was the Alice in Murderland series. Am I right with that? Which I really, really want, but it's so hard to find all the volumes for. And I think there's one other one that I would love, and I don't know why it's so impossible to find. So I kind of am picking up this one like as soon as I can, just because I don't want to run the risk of not being able to read it. So, oh yeah, here it is, Alice in Murderland, which I just hate that. Like, they have that advertised on here, and it's so hard to get that series. I don't think all of the series. I think only like certain volumes are like very hard to find. So maybe one day I will be able to get that. And I feel like there's one more that like Koriyuki did the artwork for, I think, but didn't write the story, if I'm not mistaken. Unless that's Alice in Borderland. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one. So pick it up wherever manga are sold. That is it for this video. Until next time, bye.